Okay, this is Hugh again. Obviously the gun is unloaded and the safety's on because I've got the barrel pointed right over my left shoulder again. Anyhow, I changed the angle on the GoPro. I had it pointed what looked like kind of straight, and I wasn't sure I was going to catch the targets that I was shooting. So now I've got it angled a little bit in, and we're going to set some cans back up real quick and reload, and then we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Alright, hold on one second here. That's the first bunch. Now you can see here that this was the first target I shot at. I didn't know that the dot sight was that far off. So on these other targets, this size, I aimed right up here, and you can see where I was putting those. And on this target up here, being it's a smaller target, I aimed up in here and got fairly, a couple of them are in there. So, and I just noticed we still have a clean target to shoot at, so cool. Anyhow, oh, we got two clean targets if you want to count this, This is the Sig Sauer MPX .177 tactical pistol. Originally built as a CO2 with a 88 or 90 gram cartridge that screws in the back and is covered up by the stock. But this one I had no intention of using it as CO2. I converted it over immediately to high pressure air with the kit from Pyramid Air. And that was, I think, about $100. And I think that included the little butt piece that goes over the back of the, to create the stock at the end of the bottle. So, and today for pellets, I'm shooting these right there, RWS Diablo Basic 7.0 grain wad cutters. And if you're looking for a good pellet for the MPX .177 caliber tactical pistol, that's this pellet, it works just beautifully. And you'll notice with these Sig Sauers with the belt feed, you're going to want a pellet that fits in there nice and snug, because if they're too loose, they're not, some of them aren't going to fire. I guess the air's going around them or whatever, I don't know, but I noticed that with the when I try to use Crossmans in these. So anyhow, let's do a little shooting and see what happens. The great thing about this gun is it can put a lot of pellets downrange really fast, which is also the downside because you're going to go through a lot of pellets. So anyhow, order an extra magazine, and I think my extra magazine came with 3 belts, so that you got 2 magazines and 2 belts in reserve, you're in pretty good shape. So yeah, that's something you really want to consider. Okay, we're going to start with the cans going left to right. Oh, some of those took a couple of shots. Okay, here's that target that's, well, clean as far as the bullseye goes. Oh, that's odd. I was aiming at the same spot before, so now I've had to drop it down. Makes me wonder if there's a problem with this sight. Okay, back to the center one. Same. Okay, you can see that those are, it takes a second. Like I said, the sight's off, so I'm having to aim a little high into the right, so it takes a second to find that sometimes. But there was really no time to sight this in this morning. Well, we're shooting at the target to the right, by the way, so you should be able to see, they're going in the same hole pretty much. Watch carefully, you should be able to see it. Okay, let's go up to the crow. Again, aiming high to the right because this isn't sighted in. I thought it was, but okay. Now, oh, this little one here hit. Alright, where am I hitting? It looks like we might be empty. Yes, we are. Okay, well that was, God, you sure can go through 30 pellets in a hurry with this gun. And that's really cool. And the great thing about converting these Sig Sauer belt feed guns over to high pressure air, unless you buy the Virtus, which is already high pressure air, is you know, CO2 is decent when the weather's hot, as long as you don't shoot too fast. But high pressure air, it doesn't matter what the temperature is out, hot, cold, doesn't really matter. You can shoot as fast as you want, that doesn't really matter. And the other thing, and I always forget to mention this, is that with the CO2 guns, they don't do well sitting around with pressure in the tank. You know, they tend to leak out, and so do some PCPs when everything's not just right. But normally, if your PCP's set up right and all your seals are good, you know, you can put it away with 1,500 pounds in it for a while and come back, and it'll be right pretty much where you left it. So you sometimes if the tanks are warm, you'll lose a little bit of pressure because the tank cooled off, but that has, you know, that's providing the tank was warm. So anyway, it's been fun today, and please stay safe, be careful out there. You know, it's still a pretty dangerous place out there in the world, so just use common sense, try to keep your distance, and hopefully I'll be talking to you real soon, and you all have a good day. Take care.